Got it.
Oh, dear Lord. So we've now reviewed what the show is going to look like after the first of the year. And I feel like we've been talking about this forever, but it's finally here. It got rubber stamped by Rubber Shoes. He just saw what the tech looks like. So that's good. We're hoping the capital budget has room for some a key light for him.
That would be great. That would be great.
But you got to admire. I mean, clearly, because he's at the firehouse. Welcome in, everybody. ATBshow.com.
Yeah, it's Tim like Lindsay. 1700 firehouse. The lighting's horrible in it. So
Tim Lindsay, Adam, Rubber Shoes. Scotty Dukes is doing a live Hollywood update from Spider-Man tonight, apparently.
Yeah, is he calling in or no?
I hope not. I will not take that call. My windscreen is not in celebration of Spider-Man. I can tell you
that.
What
is the Spider-Man? What is I don't even understand.
No offense. And we can probably dig this hole a little bit more tonight. It's like, remember back in the radio days, and our program director, our good friend OD, and he popped his head into the studio one time and he's like, all right, dude, I got tickets to go see Mark Anthony.
Yeah.
And his wife wanted to go see Mark. God bless her, patient woman. Wanted to go see Mark Anthony. And I called Janine and I'm like, we're going to Mark Anthony. She's like, do what now? And I'm like, yes. So we went, and it was one of those things. And this is how I draw this analogy. When we got to Mark Anthony, who's phenomenal at his craft, it was awesome.
Yeah.
So if a van pulled up with Will Ferrell and said, get in the van, and I was dragged to Spider-Man, I'd make the most of it.
Okay.
But I'm not lining up for the Avengers or any of that.
Me neither.
I don't.
You don't have to line up anymore. You just buy tickets online.
Fair point. But also, you don't have to
appreciate that, Rubber Shoes. I just with massive televisions at home and all the creature comforts. I don't.
The Shoes family will be going to see it, but not on.
I have to tell you, I feel almost the same way about most sporting events too. I mean, some sporting events I want to go to, like if somebody said to me, hey, I've got tickets to the AFC Championship game at Foxborough, I'd be like, okay, well, let's go.
If we were a publicly traded company, we'd be at net zero now. One of our hosts is like, I don't really like going to live sports.
Well, I like watching it. I like being able to like pause it and like, okay.
By the way, not a sponsor, but I'm going to take it anyway. Yeah.
The bubbly bounce. All right. What flavor is it?
Speaking of contents, I just saw Buble.
One of my agents brought this to me. It's caffeinated sparkling water, triple berry, and it's the version with 35 grams of caffeine, which is really nothing.
Yes, it's phenomenal.
Wait, 35 grams of caffeine?
A cup of coffee is what, 200?
Yeah. Is it really?
Or milligrams, 200 milligrams?
Oh, I was going to say, what?
I don't even know. 35 milligrams, not 35 grams, 35 milligrams. Sorry. I think coffee's 200
tune in for
milligrams.
The caffeine.
So it's like a sixth of a cup of coffee.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's a pleasure. Yeah. Back to you not liking live sports. By all means, continue.
No, I love live sports. I just think to me, if I'm going to go to certainly like if I can watch the Celtics on a giant screen TV at my house, or I can drive 2 hours to Boston, find parking, get into the arena. I mean, I'm probably going to watch it on my TV. I got to be honest. I'm not going to go because it's much. If I lived in Boston or I lived in Chelmsford, I'd probably go, but it's a 2-hour ride for me, 2 hours there and 2 hours back. So
I love that we can hear all the fire calls at the firehouse, by the way.
Yeah. You can hear them.
It's the best part of the show right now. So obviously we got
I've been doing all the talking. Great. What does that mean about me?
we got to talk Patriots. We're certainly Scotty might check in with the Hollywood update, but I don't think he's gonna. So we'll have Scotty back next week. We will have Little Shoes back next week, and then after the first of the year, we've got a little bit of shine that we're gonna put on the show, and people will see that we are going to be live in real time as we do the show on Wednesday nights. We'll be restreaming immediately to Facebook and to YouTube, which I don't know. It gives you more places to not watch us in real time.
Have you not been watching the ATB show?
Yeah, really?
Now you can do it on Facebook and YouTube too. What
are you doing with your life? So, yeah, we were joking earlier. I almost got into it, and I wanted to ask you guys, what is since Christmas is this weekend, what is the holiday tradition that you might have done at your parents' house that you're now doing at your house? Is there one?
Oh, that's a good question.
We have one that I'm
putting up
holding
a
on for
tree.
dear life. I have one thing that we still do.
Okay.
Well, a few, but one. It's sort of one big thing. But yes, go ahead.
Go ahead, Rubber Shoes. You go first.
Putting up a tree.
Oh my God! So wow.
That's deep. That's deep. Real deep.
Even the Russian judge gave him a 9.3 on that one. That was a great score. Yep.
No, so it's kind of tough with the fire. Basically, we would have people over, not like a formal dinner, but we would have like an open house type thing on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And it's hard between my brother's schedule, my schedule. Some years we have it, some years we don't. So it's hard to keep a tradition when you can't be there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, for me, we used to drive around Chelmsdale. We would go to midnight mass, and then we would go drive around Chelmsdale to look at lights and, grab hot chocolate and listen to Christmas music in the car. So we still do that with the girls, although midnight mass, I'm sorry to say, Timmy, has fallen by the wayside. But
understood.
Yeah, we do. We still, load up in the car, hot chocolate, Christmas music, and drive around and look at the lights, which have gotten progressively more aggressive is the best way to say it these days. But we still do that pretty regularly.
So for us, it's the cookies and the eggnog.
Yep.
Which is before they go to bed. But right before that, it's reading towards the night before Christmas, which we always did. And the joke was, as we got older, and thank God there weren't stairs, because my dad would have quit on this a long time ago. As we got older and in our ranch house in Chelmsdale, as we got older, my dad went from carrying us down the hallway individually to put us to bed. And it was always staged. I mean, maybe when we were younger, we actually fell asleep. But then as we got older, Dad was carrying us all down. And then as we got, I got to a point where he'd just grab my ankle and drag me like a dead body down the hallway. And we have all these pictures of this, right?
That's awesome.
No, we do that, but I'm now fighting the boys like Aiden and Cameron. Cameron still does. Aiden is not dying to sit and let me read to him, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I literally hold the book and I read through it real quick, and she gets some photos, and that's about that. And now we are now.
I got a timeout real quick.
I love all of this.
Oh,
geez,
amazing.
Tim's
in the middle of a heartfelt story about his boys, and I saw tears coming down his face, and Rubber Shoes is like, "I'm out."
It's great about your family. I gotta go grab my burger and tots. Supper's up at the Lowell Firehouse. God help us. Oh, he's back.
Here he comes. Here he comes. What was that?
Oh,
can't hear us.
Heavens to Betsy. You good?
Yep. Dinner orders in.
That's what you left for in the middle of his story? Dinner order?
Everyone's waiting on me. So
I appreciate that. What are we getting at the Lowell Firehouse? What's happening?
I just got a steak and cheese from down the street. We're ordering out from a sub place down the street.
Oh, I want a zesty.
Is it a local place or is it a chain?
It's local.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were doing like Jimmy John's or Firehouse subs.
No,
wouldn't that be ironical if you ordered Firehouse subs?
When's the last time you were in Lowell? Lowell has nothing.
Oh,
okay.
Well, pick a category. I think Lowell has a lot of subs.
They had 2 Jimmy John's that were less than a half mile from each other, and they both went out of business.
Oh, wow.
Well,
and listen, they were right in the
one on
campus
this street,
UMass Lowell.
The one on this street, 2 seconds away from the other one. I think this one's gonna win, but let's drop them right next to each other. It's like, yeah, that's not a really great idea.
Well, one was downtown and one was like on the campus of UMass Lowell.
Okay,
and they both didn't make it.
Both Jimmy John's didn't make it.
Yeah.
So Timmy, when the sugar plum fairies were dancing in their heads, what happened next?
Oh, we're back.
Yeah,
and we're back. No, I was going to say, so what we've done as of late, but it's been all over the place because like last year, Mass was on TV.
Right.
We usually go to 4:00 Saturday Mass. And then on the way home, there's a place in Rochester that's phenomenal. We stopped once and actually got a table. And it was like the scene from Christmas Story. It's called China Palace.
You had duck.
It's on the corner of Why Are You Here? And You Should Run Now. Yeah. And we go in and we sit down, and like more often than not, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve are just banged out everywhere.
Yeah.
So we're actually ordering. I'm ordering I'll call tonight to put it on our order for Christmas Eve.
Oh,
Yeah, that's because Rubber Shoes knows what I'm talking about. Like, they're like, it's like you have to put your order in and tell them roundabout we want to pick it up. So I'll probably tell them 5 to get it by 6.
and they do that for you. Like sometimes I do that around here. Like I'll place my order early, and you show up, and they're like, "Oh, didn't know you were coming." I'm like, "Well, your website said that I could put in what time I wanted to pick it up, and I did."
Yeah, I'll give this place a shameless plug. It's Eastern Paradise in on Route 11, right in between Rochester and Farmington.
Oh, nice.
And it's a huge restaurant. And the good news is I will go down knowing that I'm early. And I will I'll bide my time at the bar.
Ah, yes.
Yes. My order will be up.
Get liquored up before.
My order will be up in 3 more Mai Tais. Godspeed, everybody. Yeah.
We do for food. We do a smorgasbord on Christmas Eve. So we do like a whole bunch of different stuff that we all, like. So, like little finger food type stuff. So we don't do Chinese food. I think Chinese food for us is usually New Year's Eve.
We're at the point now. We just Eastern Paradise is both Eves.
Ah, okay.
I actually asked her this morning. I'm like, do you want me to cook or do you want me to get Eastern Paradise? And she goes, Eastern Paradise is fine. Like, and I'm the cook of the two of us, but she's like, I appreciate the thought, but no, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she made it sound like if I cooked, there was going to be more food. She's like, we're having a big dinner at your parents' the next day. I'm like, we can put it in the fridge, just like we can put Chinese food in the fridge. Right. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So the cool thing, if Rubber Shoes is in town, which he'll be nearby. We always do a cocktail at my parents' house, and my mom emails me and she's like, so we've got this big, she's got this huge glass. It's almost like a keg.
Okay.
It sits up on a stand and it's got a spout on it.
Oh,
and the cocktail just is living in there and getting refreshed all day.
Yes.
We're having white cranberry margaritas.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
It doesn't sound awful because
No.
Janina is driving. Yes. Yeah.
Well, so who comes over, like old friends and stuff, or like high school buddies and stuff, or?
Oh no, it'll just be family. But Rubber Shoes is around.
Yeah.
He's close by. Are you working on Christmas Day? Dare I ask?
I have Christmas Eve and Christmas off this year.
I love
nice.
all of that.
Excellent.
How does that rotate? Is that tenured to you? Like
No, it's just however
luck of the draw
schedule falls. Yeah.
I'm curious, are you on the older end of firefighters, or are you on the younger end, or is it somewhere in the middle?
He's mid spry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
As age wise, to the higher end.
Okay.
Time wise, in the middle.
Because you started later, right?
Yeah.
How many years though now?
I'll be 14.
Wow.
In January.
Wait, so what did you do before that?
Worked. I did a bunch of things.
Like he just admitted it. Before I was a firefighter, I actually worked.
So my brother,
burgers and tots.
Now you're fired.
My brother's 3 years younger than me. He's been on the Chelsea Fire Department for 21 years.
Okay. All right. 14 years for you, and before that, you actually did some work. Okay, got it.
Yeah, he was super busy before
various
makes
jobs.
And which do you prefer?
Oh, I love this.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Don't sound so excited.
So the problem is, so when it's a holiday that has a date, so like December 25th every year, it moves around.
Yep.
Thanksgiving, because it's the fourth Thursday, you get stuck with it 7 years in a row.
Oh, wow. That's rough.
Before it cycles.
When was the last Thanksgiving you had off?
So I just changed groups. So I had this Thanksgiving off. I had worked the 5 previous.
Oh my. Lots of fire calls on Thanksgiving?
Yes.
I figured,
yeah.
Assholes burning
right.
Potatoes.
Lots of fried turkeys.
It's probably the worst day to work.
Oh, really?
Because you're trying to have your Thanksgiving dinner at the firehouse in between running it out and airing out everyone's house.
Right. Jeez. What a mess.
That is like a tradition at our house. The
burning the food?
No. The dinner rolls either burn or they're in the freezer. There's no happy medium. There's never been a delectable dinner roll at the Lindsay household.
That's hysterical.
God,
are you a
they're
crescent
still
roll
in the
house?
freezer? What?
Are you a crescent roll house, or are you just a regular dinner roll, or?
Regular dinner roll. I mean, if I had my druthers, I'd go King's Hawaiian because those are just the greatest. But
Yeah.
no, she'll I don't know. She'll get some from the bakery or whatever. Her new place is Summer Street. There's a Summer Street grocer.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I saw
Chelmsdale.
that just opened.
And Cheryl is,
In love with it.
or yeah, I think she's already run the board out of the room, and she's now majority owner. Like she's all in.
Okay.
All
Now,
in.
what, now what is
I go to the Senate Deli probably twice a month, and I saw that place open. I'm like, we're gonna have to go in there because we were sitting there watching people go in. I was like, there's quite a few people going in now. So
yeah,
check it out.
She would normally like Christmas Day will be she'll do a prime rib roast, and she would normally go to Alpine Butcher Kid.
Yeah, guy.
They are still super legit, but she actually got it from Summer Street Grocery.
Oh.
Okay.
Yep.
We
She's
do
all about it.
We do ham usually for Christmas.
Mhm.
Usually it's ham. Thanksgiving's traditionally the turkey, but our house is not a big turkey house. I mean, Jess and I like turkey, but the girls don't like turkey, so we usually do ham.
Next year you can do burgers and tots.
Oh, sounds
you can
good.
visit Rubber Shoes. He'll be working for the next
We're-
7 years.
Christmas Day is just the wife and I, and we're just gonna have a. Do you know what a spoon roast is?
No, what is that?
Afraid to ask,
So
but keep going.
It's part of the roast that it's like the sirloin of the cow, but it's made into a roast.
Okay.
It's very
Ah.
very good. It's like a step down from prime rib, but it's good for 2 people.
Is Little Shoes having
Is he going to Little
Christmas
Heels?
with Little
He's
Heels?
going to
house?
Little Heels, yeah.
Wow, that's big.
That is huge.
Well, he went there last year too.
Oh, he did.
I'm
Oh.
waiting for Aiden to tell me that he's going to Grace's house, and
Oh, yeah.
well, he
that'll-
hasn't yet, unless he's running that past his mother right now while I'm not home. Not that I'd be against it, but like, not yet.
Timmy's like,
Not
"'Twas the night before Christmas." Aiden goes, "I'm out of here. Going to Grace's house."
Gotta go.
Sorry, Dad.
Gotta go. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, are we going to talk about the Patriots first? Or are we going to talk
Well,
about
I think we were all trying to avoid it.
hockey's coming back in 6 months. Very
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
And the Celtics
Are
the
not very
Celtics with a
exciting.
big 10-day signing. Talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Should I be excited?
No.
I doubt it. Yeah.
I mean, it's exciting that he's coming home. I think that's good. We drafted him. I like that. Joe Johnson. I don't know. I think it's like, okay, we would bring, everybody was like, well, they should have, somebody on the text said they should have brought back Isaiah Thomas, which I love Isaiah Thomas, but it's like the movie, The Replacements, right? I mean, all these guys are just getting plugged in everywhere. And it's just,
Was
just
Joe
exhausting.
Johnson playing in the D League or G League, whatever?
I
they
don't
call
know if
it
he was
now?
even playing. I didn't even read much
I
about
think he
it.
was on the Flint Tropics. I'm not sure.
Oh,
though.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know where he was. I mean, it's a COVID signing, but could a 10-day COVID signing turn into something if he actually lights it up?
Is he going to light it up? I mean,
Well, never know.
I guess you never know, but
You get 10
anything's
days
better
to
than what we got
decide.
going on right now. So, for God's sakes, I mean, the game against Philly, these guys, this team, they can't play a full game. It's ridiculous. They play really strong 40 minutes, 44 minutes, 45 minutes, and then they fall apart in the last 3 minutes of the game.
The problem
and
with
lose.
the Sixers game is that they didn't have Horford and Grant Williams to go up against Embiid. All they had was Freedom. All they had was Freedom to go up against them. They had nobody else. Robert Williams was out. Grant Williams was out. Al Horford was out. Embiid scored 41. They had no answer for him.
But here's the thing, though, right? Okay, so I hear what you're saying. This is going to be the whole season, right? People are going to be, unless they change the COVID rules, it's going to be the whole season.
Oh, once
And-
you get it, you won't have it. You're supposed to be immune for like the next 3 months.
Yeah, but there even people that are even players that are asymptomatic, they're holding out, right? So if this is my argument. I've been talking to a bunch of people about this. This has been my argument the whole time. If we're testing people every single day, which is what these leagues are doing, right? They're testing people every single day.
Yeah.
You're going to turn up more and more and more cases. For me, I think you test people who are symptomatic. Okay, great. You've got the sniffles. Great. give me your nostril and let me swirl a swab
So
around.
I think that's what the NFL is gonna start doing. If you're
Good, I hope so.
vaccinated, you don't get tested every day unless you have a symptom.
Right. I mean, to me, that makes the most sense because listen, I could be walking around with it right now and have no clue.
Right.
You know,
look
I
great,
feel
by
fine.
the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Nobody's testing me though every day, right? You know, if I was getting tested every day, it's a much higher percentage that I'm going to pop a positive test than if it runs its course through my body as an asymptomatic person. And then I'm, 7 days past,
Yep.
it's fine, So I think the NBA needs to do something about it because it's going to be, a mess, just like the NFL right now. You're in the playoff hunt and it's a mess. So
what the
games on
NFL's also
Monday
realizing,
nights.
the NFL's also realizing, which I thought was really interesting.
Tuesday nights.
What's that?
Tuesday nights they're playing. Sorry.
Sure. Sacred cow for the NBA has always been Christmas Day.
Right.
I feel like last year it was a quadruple header, right? Like
yes,
it started.
was. Absolutely.
Was it 4?
I think so.
Yeah, I feel like they started at breakfast. God bless them. It's
Right.
their day, right?
Right.
Thanksgiving is the NFL. Christmas Day is the NBA.
Yeah.
You noticed that the NFL is dropping games on Christmas Day.
Right.
Which makes sense because it's the Saturday, it's a Saturday in the whole 9 yards. And we're at that time of year where they're playing Saturday games. They could conceivably rework the schedule. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but like they could take over. Like nobody's upset about having a Tuesday game. Like Wednesday will be the night off. Honestly.
Can the NFL, you're saying the NFL could do that? But could they do it though? Because first of all, the Players Association's not going to allow it because they're going to be
like, it would be insane, but they've got wherever they drop a game, there's more interest.
Oh, agreed. Agreed.
Right.
100%.
Is that part, it definitely is, but the product is horrible. Those two games on Tuesday were awful, and the Cleveland game got moved to Monday was awful.
Yeah. The other thing too is that I think you start to, I don't know about you guys, but for me, like Sunday's just a fun day to just like set aside and I'm going to watch football that day. That's what I'm doing. Right. And it's like, all of a sudden it saturates it. If you're like, okay, Wednesday night, I'm going to watch the Browns and the freaking Bengals. Who cares? Nobody cares. You know what I mean?
But if the Corey household does.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah. Cause he's running
household
a pool
in
for the whole
Lowell cares.
neighborhood.
Okay.
That's where like, oh, we got something to watch today. Great. Other than The Office on Comedy Central on Reel.
On loop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I can see that. But I guess I would call myself, I'm a huge Patriots fan, but a casual NFL fan. Right. So if the Bucks are playing or if there's a game that has playoff implications for the Patriots, I'm watching that game, but I'm not watching like some NFC game that means nothing, even if they put it on a Wednesday night. I'm just not going to. I'm sure there are people that will, but I'm not going to.
And the only thing that would normally drag me into any range of interest would be that I have some people on my fantasy team that I care about.
Right.
And currently, let me check both of my teams. I currently don't care.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, it's like, I'm a big baseball fan. It's on almost every night during baseball season. So I'm watching. I'm looking for, that's why I have a big pet peeve with NBA and the NHL putting the Celtics and the Bruins on the same night. It's like, come on, I have 7 nights a week to watch stuff, and you got to put them both on the same night twice in a week. It's like you could spread it out. Give me something more to watch.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I agree with that. I think it's that those two leagues in particular could definitely stand to communicate with each other, so that cities, fans in cities can watch both their teams.
And then, so they put the Celtics and the Bruins both on West Coast trips at the same time, both playing the same night at like 10:30 at night. It's like, who the hell's watching that on the East Coast?
Nobody's watching it. That's
so
exactly
stupid.
Right. I know. Well, the one thing they said about the COVID and the NBA is that they potentially could start putting games at like 1 p.m, because if they start rescheduling, they're going to run into like, oh, the arena's booked. If I reschedule to, next week, Friday night, it's got a concert at the arena. So what am I going to do? Well, now I'm going to have to put that game at like 1 p.m. on that Friday. And that's going to be a whole nother mess, right? You're never going to see your team play. And
but
who knows if
these
they'll
are-
even put people in the stands.
These arenas aren't booked up that full. They got like one other thing going on, maybe every other week.
But if let's say like the Garden, right? The Celtics and the Bruins are on a West Coast road trip, that's going to be booked, right? That's going to be booked.
So that's usually when they have the circus.
Right. Or Disney on Ice or whatever they got. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Christmas Day is a quintuple
header.
The quintuple header, correct.
All right, what's the game?
But they've put players on notice on those that things may move around
1,000%.
depending on COVID situations.
Christmas Day at 12 o'clock, I'll be pulling into Bentley Lane. I'll be on my first white cranberry margarita. You've got ESPN has the Knicks and the Hawks.
That's
2:30.
That's a don't watch.
I like
the playoffs last year. The Knicks and the Hawks. They went at it pretty
terrible
good
this year. They're both terrible this year.
Better than the Celtics.
Anyways, go ahead.
2:30 ABC Bucks at Celtics.
Okay, that's a good matchup.
5 o'clock ABC Suns at Warriors.
Oh, that's a great game.
That's a real good.
I'll watch that game.
Yep.
Booker's back.
Yep. 8 o'clock ABC and ESPN. Whatevs.
Let me guess. The Lakers.
The Lakers.
The Lakers and the Nets. Yep. Yep.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
For the record, the Lakers.
We definitely don't, but nationally,
the flat earthers versus the hairlines is that matchup. Yeah. And then 10:30.
Oh my God.
And it's going to be a full day for him. So baby Jesus will already be in bed, and I might be joining him. Jazz and Mavericks at 10:30.
Yeah, that's kind of an all right game.
Yeah.
For the record, the
Mitchell
Hawks and the Knicks are not ahead of the Celtics. The Celtics are in the 9th spot in the conference. The Hawks are out of the top 10, and the Knicks are both out of the top
10, right? The Hawks.
No, Toronto's 10. Or Toronto and Atlanta are technically tied, but Toronto probably has the tiebreaker.
So opposite those 5 games.
Yeah. The NFL has
NFL at 4:30, and I'm not sure the network because I can't see the networks. Doesn't matter. 4:30 Browns at the Pack.
Yep.
And then at 8:15 Colts at Cardinals.
Oh, we'll be watching that. My son is a Browns fan and my wife is a Packers fan.
Oh, okay. The Colts at the Cardinals is going to be a hell of a game. That's going to be a hell of a game.
The Cardinals have looked like crap the last.
Yeah, they've looked awful lately, which is fine.
I'm perfectly fine with that. But the Colts looked good last week. Although I have to say, speaking of that, the game that shall not be named, the game from last week, I have to say that we stunk obviously for 3 quarters, but it's almost like I feel like you have to throw those 3 quarters away because we redeemed ourselves in the 4th quarter. Hear me out on this. I know you would never do that. They lost the game. I got it. But if we come up against the Colts again, we played more like ourselves in the 4th quarter than we did in those first 3 quarters. So you have a situation where, if we play like ourselves, we can really take it to that team, right? Because we're not going to be playing from behind. We're not going to be playing catch up. What we put up 17 unanswered points.
Yes.
And our defense is not going to play like shit like they did the other night. So
and then they gave up a 67-yard touchdown run.
Right. But I mean, I don't know about you guys, but while I was watching that game, I did not feel like we were ever going to win it. Even as we came back,
the players were boo-hooing about because they played on a Monday night and they got flexed to the Saturday night. They lost 2 games from their break, their bye week
2 days,
that they were supposed to have. So they were like, "Oh, can't believe I lost 2 days that I get to do whatever I want, and now I gotta." So they were, they didn't come out ready to play, and Belichick was pissed.
Well, and coming off of a 7-game winning streak, and after that game, of course, we were all on the text thread, and I said I'm holding the 8 and 9, and Rubber Shoes swept in with the legal team to remind me that was mathematically impossible. To which I put ... Like I know, Jerry. Like
got it. Yeah,
I'm still holding to my 8 and 9. And
no, but like I said, they'll find out that Belichick cheated again.
yes,
And they'll
yes,
give them a loss.
yes. The Colts will find out that way back when we did take air out of the balls and Deflategate was legit.
Right,
We're
right.
going to lose a win or something like that. Anyway,
Well, hopefully we have Belichick for this weekend.
why? What's the deal? What have you heard?
He sounded awful on his Skype meeting today,
His press availability. Okay.
Yeah, he was coughing and
Who did we send to that? You or Little Shoes? Who was in there?
I was
can we
here.
feel
So
press
it wasn't
availability.
me.
Scotty
Wasn't
Duke's
me.
in there. Yeah. Hey, Coach. Did you enjoy coming home? Like which Spider-Man did you enjoy the most?
That's like a Super Bowl.
We're on
press
to
day.
Iron Man. Yeah.
You briefly mentioned Deflategate. Have you watched the Man in the Arena, the most recent? You haven't watched any of it, I know. Rubbish.
I've only seen the first episode so far.
It's
I'm
trying
1,000% gonna because I got a bunch of time off in the next 2 weeks.
Can I?
So I will.
Should I
absolutely
not?
lock
I
it
won't give you a spoiler then if you're gonna watch it. But
That's
this,
fine.
it's episode.
I know how
6.
they all end.
No, I know, but the way it's pieced together,
Okay.
episode 6 ends in the best freaking way. It's like such a middle finger up at Deflategate. It's so good. It's so good. So I would highly recommend the whole series, but episode 6 so far has been the best one.
You know what's really funny, and I forgot because I forgot. Just hearing people talking about that on sports radio, I completely forgot that Deflategate was the AFC Championship.
Yeah. I actually did too. I thought it was divisional round.
Yeah, I completely forgot it was the AFC Championship. I was at the game, which was amazing. I remember we were out for cocktails after the game because we went down to Rhode Island. I'll let you fill in the rest of that blank. Yeah. So
Jimi Hendrix song.
So
were you in the showers or
no? So no.
Nope.
So we and I remember our phone started blowing up like with ESPN stuff and oh my God, what's this gone? And I'm like, I saw the first person say they're gonna call it Deflategate, and sure enough, there it was. And I'm gonna look it up right now because for the context of the conversation, people tend to forget after the NFL stepped in to save the day and made sure all the balls had enough air in them. He hung an additional 30 something points on them.
I know.
Which I'm gonna find that now. So you guys,
it's so true. I mean, we listen, and this was always my argument. Not that we need to, relitigate Deflategate, but this was always my argument. We put up 45 points. Okay, take away.
That was 2015. Isn't that horrifying?
Yeah, I know. Take away 21 of those points, and we still destroyed the team. It's like, okay, so all right. Let's say he got such an advantage that they put up an extra 21 points.
It was so stay with me. So it was end of first quarter, 14-0.
Yeah.
Then it was 17-7 at the half.
Yep.
The Colts were scoreless in the second half.
Right.
After the NFL, thank God, stepped in and made sure all the balls had the proper PSI. Brady hung an additional 21 in the third quarter and 7 in the fourth.
Right.
45-7.
Because they weren't deflating the balls for Brady.
What's that?
What are you talking about?
They were. So, I mean, Brady took the rap, but Belichick wanted the balls deflated so the running backs wouldn't fumble.
This is the first I've heard of that.
You've net. Oh my
this
God.
Is the,
you don't,
this is the
you don't
rubber
listen to
shoes
sports
theory.
talk radio then.
No, I don't. I have to be honest. I don't.
Well, he would normally do that driving to a live game, but he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
So they're all
That's right.
that's the big conspiracy thing is that Brady took the rap because if Belichick got caught cheating again, he would probably be banned for life. And then that he took the rap for it, but they really deflated the balls so the running backs would be able to hold it better and not fumble.
I don't know.
I guess they've gone back on the numbers and found that like before that they had like one fumble, and like since then they fumble a lot more.
But I don't know, because Belichick came out and did like a full-throated press conference and everything about it.
He denied the whole thing, said he didn't know anything about it.
That's right.
Threw Brady under the bus because
you think
who's going to punish the Golden Boy? And then he ended up got
clearly
suspended for
they
games.
did. Roger Goodell will actually.
Oh, yeah, yep.
I mean, Brady's a big boy. He's not going to take. I don't think he would take that hit. You really think he's going to take that hit to his legacy because Belichick is like, if I get caught again, I'm not, I mean, up until that point, they hadn't won a Super Bowl in 10 years. Like Brady was probably like, yeah, get Belichick out of here. Let me win with somebody else. He's not doing anything for me.
I think first of all, tinfoil helmet is at the dry cleaner. Otherwise I'd throw it on. And I agree with rubber shoes. I think that theory doesn't shock me. I also think that whoever knew whatever they knew, I think Brady literally got up and just like, okay, maybe he knew something or maybe he knew all of it. And does it really matter? Like that's everybody was playing with the same. Actually, to the Colts and the Patriots, everybody has their assigned balls. I thought the NFL shuffled them through.
No,
I thought the
each
college
team had so many balls for themselves.
Okay.
So they did whatever they wanted to their own, and that was it. And then the kickers have their own balls.
Interesting. All right. Anyway, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I think it'll be when Brady's done, which who knows when that's going to be, 30 more years. It'll be very interesting when they're both done and everybody really starts talking. And some more thorough books
with the Butler thing, nothing has come out about that.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. So it's like mafia stuff. Like, you say nothing, we don't hurt you. You keep all your fingers and toes. It's like,
honestly.
But what has he done since then? He hasn't done anything.
Honestly,
he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be forever remembered for the Patriots. But other than that, I mean, who does he even play for now?
He's not playing anymore, I don't think. And it would hurt him 0% to come out and tell the truth of what happened. And he still hasn't said anything.
Oh, he's on the Cardinals.
Is he?
Really?
Yeah, he plays cornerback for the Cardinals.
Huh.
How about that?
Now you got to watch.
Oh, no. Now it says, hold on. That's what Google says. But Wikipedia says that he's a former NFL player.
Interesting.
2-time Super Bowl winner. Although I thought he only won once with the Patriots. Obviously, Wikipedia doesn't tell the truth all the time.
Yeah, did he get a second one though?
It said that he's a 2-time Super Bowl winner with the Patriots. I thought he won the first one with the interception, and then the next one they lost. Yeah, they lost the one that he bent.
But they win one before that.
I don't know.
They win Seattle, and then
they won Seattle. Then they
Atlanta.
lost Philadelphia, right? And then they won Atlanta.
Yeah,
but there was 3 in that.
I know, 3 in 4 years or something, or 3 in 5 years or something.
That was a good chance. Maybe he was a backup the year before.
Oh, maybe
they won.
Maybe, yeah.
All right.
Anyways, the man in the arena is really good, and I love that Brady will. In one episode, he had Strahan on, and another episode in this current week, he had Richard Sherman on. Which I used to think Richard Sherman was a total tool, but if you watch
teammates now.
I know they're teammates now. And
That's
if you watch the man in the arena, it's actually really good. Really good. And it made me have a greater respect for Richard Sherman. So
yeah, I think
well, greater respect from zero respect still isn't that much respect, right?
Fair point.
I think he's such a loudmouth. It's hard to believe that like he's a Stanford kid.
Right.
And he might have his head on straight and all that kind of stuff. And if he was our cornerback picking on Peyton, we would have loved him. So
absolutely.
Like it's the Brad Marchand rule.
Right.
He's an asshole, but he's our asshole.
Right. That's right.
But he's licking their faces. Right. Yeah, correct. Right. I don't care.
Yeah.
Not look at my face. Yeah. I don't know. What are your picks for this weekend? 1:00. The rumor is it's going to be Fog Bowl 2.0. Remember that Patriots game against the Steelers?
Oh yeah.
Where you couldn't see it. Corey Dillon got lost in the fog.
Yeah.
Rumors are 1:00 at Gillette on Sunday is going to be super fogalicious.
Oh, then we should put over-unders on how many passes they throw then. Because they're going to just run it down their throats.
Just run we can't. And that was the running joke. That pun intended. That was the running joke was when Bill was asked about the game plan that they ran against them last time.
Right.
What does that allow them to do this time? And he's like, everything else.
Right.
Everything else.
Right.
Like they haven't seen, we threw 3 passes and he was probably pissed that we threw 3 passes. Right. So,
I know he probably was. You're right. I don't know. I think the Bills have just been a disaster. I mean, I thought they were going to be, I think everybody thought they were going to be the top of the list. I know they've been bitten by the injury bug, but I don't know. I like our chances in this game. I like us playing at home. I think Mac sort of, I don't know. I think he had like a little bit of the rookie thing where he came off a bye and was like, believed his own shit a little bit. So
yep.
I think he's going to have a great game. I think Patriots will win 27-17.
Well, since I picked the Patriots to
I don't hate that, but the
game,
over-under, by the way, Adam, the over-under is 44. You just nailed the over-under.
Oh, really? All right. Yes.
27-17. So the over-under rubber shoes before you go is 44, and the Pats are giving 1.5. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna say,
wow.
That's crazy at home.
Dude, I love games like this.
27-24 Bills.
Oh.
Just because I took the Patriots last week and they lost to the Colts. So I think
okay. So I
took
that's
Buffalo
good.
the week before. Patriots won, so I'm gonna take Buffalo again this time, and hopefully it's the reverse.
I like that. All right. What about you, Timmy?
So I'm gonna say 26-23 Bills.
26-23. Okay.
Yeah, there's a missed extra point. There's always a missed extra point.
Oh yeah. True.
Oh, no question about it, especially if it's going to be foggy. Forget it.
26-23 Bills.
All right. All right. I always pick way too high, so I'm sure it'll be.
I haven't all year. I haven't picked the Patriots because I got to get it back to 8 and 9.
Oh, yeah, right now
coming soon.
Right now I'm on point. I said 9 and 8, so if they lose
what were all the picks?
I'm right.
8 and 9. I'm already out.
I forget what I was. I think I was 12 and 5. I'm always optimistic.
Yeah, I think Scotty was.
So we have to win out, right? If for me to do it, I think we have to win out, right? Are we 12? Are we 9 and 4 or 9 and 5?
9 and 5 right now.
Yeah. So we have to win out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I actually think the Dolphins game is going to be a tough game. I think they've come a long way since we fumbled that game away in the first week, and I think they always give us a hard time. So I hope that we win out, but I'd be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised if we lost to either the Bills or the Dolphins. I think we'll win at least one of those games, but I wouldn't be surprised if we lost one of those games. So,
and
since I picked the Patriots,
what scares me now, the Jaguars game is such a trap game.
They could overlook it. Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
It could be such a trap game. That one sort of bothers the hell out of me as well.
Yeah. Well, we're just being paranoid Patriots fans, though. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah, I was enjoying not having to worry about playoffs and being nervous and stressed out.
I was enjoying that too. Yeah.
We're right back. We're right back to holy shit. I have to care. Holy shit. Where did my cuticles go? Like you're chewing your nails off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like not enjoyable again.
Like and every New York fan is like, fuck you. Because they're like, we haven't had to worry about that for years.
Yeah. Yep. Jets and the Giants. Merry Christmas. God bless them.
Although the one thing I will say, last thing on this in the Man in the Arena is they show the butt fumble, which was just one of the all-time great plays in New York, Boston sports lore. So
Mark the franchise Sanchez was in the booth last night.
Oh, was he?
He was the color guy in the booth last night.
Oh, hysterical.
And I'm like,
okay,
Jesus, there's hope for everybody. Like he's still working, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Which is really funny because Pete Carroll didn't get a lot of things right, but he got up when Sanchez's press conference leaving USC. You gonna jump? Oh my God,
I'm out of here.
Oh my God.
Oh, go down the pole.
It's amazing.
Right in the middle of every one of your points.
No,
tonight.
I love all of this. I love all of
Rubber
this.
Shoes gets up, walks out.
Yeah, can I kick him out of the room? I think I can.
Please get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Move. There we go. Merry Christmas.
Comes right back.
Merry Christmas, Rubber Shoes. He can't. Remove.
He's not.
Once removed, Rubber Shoes will not be able to rejoin the meeting. I like that a lot.
Do that.
Now they're asking me if I want to report him. I do want to report him.
Yes, of course. Have you seen how many Funko Pops he has? Get him out of here.
He's like, I actually officially have to go. Is he going to save a cat in the tree, put out a fire, or did his submarine sandwich just show up? Right?
Yes.
Or it could be all three.
He's got to eat in the truck.
Yeah. He's so like, I hold up everything. I'm like, not sponsored yet. He's like, it's a local sandwich shop. Like Tito's down on the corner is going to sponsor us.
Oh, the Firehouse Deli has ad spots taken out on ATB.
Oh,
what were you saying about the franchise?
No, I just thought so that was interesting when he was at USC and he made his announcement he was leaving. Pete Carroll came up right behind him and he's like, I wish him well. I think he's making a mistake.
Yeah. Oh, like, and I remember that. Yeah.
And I was just like, wow. Like he wants to make sure everybody knows that he thinks he shouldn't be leaving yet.
Yeah.
And he was
now, how old was it? Was he a sophomore or junior?
Want to say he was in his sophomore year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Which is now just understood that kids like hang out for 20 minutes and leave. But
right.
Which is super exciting. I will bore you, my dear friend, because I know you'll listen to me. Rubber Shoes would be
Thank
like,
you.
oh, Notre Dame got a new cookie machine and a lot. Like he's going to jump in with some information that I don't want to hear. Nobody
wants to hear.
A ton of our kids are coming back, which is awesome.
Oh,
and
that's
we just
good.
Had a massive, probably. Well, I guess they said Halfley had. I mean, and for us to say this is sort of like, it is what it is.
Yeah,
because it's Chestnut Hill University. Halfley had a phenomenal recruiting class last year, and this year's also really good. And I'm excited about this year too, because after your friends, the Minutemen, after your people destroyed our quarterback's hand, and we lost Djokovic for 4 games. He'll be back. A ton of seniors are coming back because they're all making those announcements. And then they had an interview and they talked to Halfley and the whole coaching staff. And he said, we really focused on high school athletes, which sounds funny, but like, he's like, so many schools now will do about 10 high school athletes. Then they jump into the transfer portal. And he's like, we know it's there and it's a great tool and we're not going to depend on that. Right.
Well, that's good.
So he had a really good draft class, and like the golden rule with coaching, at least I think, and I don't know what I'm talking about, is 3 years. The third year of a coach's program is when you start to see, especially at the collegiate level, these are the kids that they've recruited are starting to take the field, and own the field. Like more than 75% of the kids on the field will be people that he recruited.
So you're feeling good about it then?
Super good about it. And I'll be in a year, I'll be pissed again and I'll be excited for next year. So
you can't wait to the
it's what we do. Well, we didn't get the Fenway Bowl, which I'm thrilled about.
Yeah.
When John Henry and the crew put together the Wasabi Fenway Bowl, by the way.
Oh,
how's your sushi? It's great.
Yeah, thanks.
That's the 29th. I believe it's next Wednesday.
Okay.
Is the Wasabi Bowl.
And who's in that?
The Fenway Bowl. I want to say it's West Virginia and Schenectady State. I don't know. It's not not great versus nobody cares.
Right.
And we are in the Military Bowl. We have East Kakalaka. So we have the East Carolina Pirates, and they could steal our lunch money because I think they're just a game that we're like, it should be okay, and we might get clapped. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's Monday the 27th. I have the day off, which is good.
Are you going to the? No, you're not going to the game. Obviously, it's not here.
No, I believe that's in Annapolis. We're not going to travel like that. No.
If you want, there's a nice hotel in Milford, Connecticut, which is like halfway maybe between you and Maryland. So
sure,
I'll give you the name of it if you want.
Yeah. You keep saying the Hilton Garden Inn. That's not what we do.
I know that's not it.
You go to the Hampton Inn because Francis loves to make your own waffle.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
I got to tell you, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not worried about him. Well, he would never watch the whole show. So since it's the end of the show, I can tell you.
Oh, okay. You can say it. All right.
I always like to grab something that they didn't necessarily have on their list. And I don't know if you have this at your house.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I went in on the Oculus.
Oh, I don't have that at my house.
Yeah. One of my agents was talking about it. And I'm just like,
my God.
I think, yeah, like nobody knows it's coming and it's not on anybody's list. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, so we'll see. I mean, the cats are going to be horrified because I'm going to have teenage boys, like, swinging their arms. I'm probably going to have to stock up on some extra lamps, but yeah.
Molly is in a program at school that they have one of those. Mm-hmm. And so she comes home to me one day and she goes, hey, Dad. I said, well, how was school? And she said, it was good. I was on Mount Everest today, and I was like, oh,
yeah, it's called
okay.
Climb or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's like super cool. And then she's like, and then there's this one where you're in a entirely white room. It's all just white walls,
Yeah.
and you can paint the walls like however you want. I'm like, that is pretty cool. I mean, I know that's probably not what your boys will use it for, but just like it's just like some of the stuff is just incredible with that. So you'll have a lot of fun with it.
It's funny because I was talking, everything's listening, right? And I was talking to, and I'm on a Zoom call with my agent, and he's talking about it. And I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, and all this stuff. And of course, I'm punching in, I'm looking.
Yeah, sure.
Order at Best Buy. I'm going to pick it up on the way home. Curbside delivery, phenomenal.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And I've got this DV up here is always on CNBC.
Yeah.
The hosts on CNBC start putting on Oculus.
Come on, really?
And I'm like, everyone's listening. They did a whole segment about that and the metaverse. And I like, because I've been sort of detached from, like, I knew it was there. I'm like, do I care about it?
Yeah.
And there's no consoles coming out this year, so now I care about it.
Right.
And I, if I understand it correctly, if you got one, we could say, let's go somehow through Facebook, because now you don't have to use Facebook for it. The games are now separate, a la carte.
Yeah.
But we could say, hey, we're gonna go throw on the Oculus, and I'll meet you at Gillette, and we're gonna watch the Patriots game. Or you can watch a movie together, or you can even like watch the Celtics. And when you turn like this, you'd be looking at the emoji of me, and I'd be looking at the emoji of you.
So you're proving my point. To just bring it back full circle. Who needs to go to a live sporting event anymore? You don't. Just get one of these $299 headsets, which is cheaper than going to a Celtics game.
Well, that's when you get the 128 gig. I get the 256.
Oh, pardon me.
But anyway, so yes,
and
of
course you got the 256. What is it?
Well, if you did that with the case, which you want the case, it's $450.
How many hours of work is that for you? That's a lot of work.
It's a full day on my paper route, I'll tell you.
It is.
Yeah. It's a full day on the paper route. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
And you know the problem is, Francis is going to put it on and download Minecraft. And with that, we bid you adieu. We hope you have a great Christmas. We appreciate you watching the show. We're so grateful that Rubber Shoes left early, that Little Shoes never showed up, and that, God willing, Scotty is safe at the theater watching the movie with his boys, because that's what he's doing. We'll all be back next week. We'll see you next Tuesday, I believe. Correct? Sure. Yeah, we're doing next Tuesday, because Wednesday you and I are both going to, I believe, college events.
We are. Yes, yeah. I'm very excited.
So we're back.
I can't say it out loud though.
We're back next Tuesday after the holiday. So have a great Christmas. We appreciate you watching the show. ATBshow.com pulls you into our link with all the connectivity, and comment and tell Rubber Shoes that you love him and you hate us, because he loves to read those comments. He adores those comments. And we will.
Are there those comments out there? I'm sorry, I'm dragging the show on, but are there those comments out there?
It's honestly, it's fine. I feel like he slipped somebody he knows a crisp $30 bill.
Listen, I'll get you a $30 bill and a steak and cheese from the Firehouse Deli
to burn me in digital effigy. Yes. Like, yeah. There was early on, there was a whole thing about, I can't believe you guys didn't talk about the Red Sox. You talked about Timmy's minor league hats and his bubbly, still not sponsored. Like,
they're going to be pissed about this, the segment after he left, because we didn't talk about a single thing about sports.
Red Sox.
By the way, can I ask you something?
Rubber Shoes. Go ahead.
Before we go, I don't know if you have to get out of here, but if you do, stop me. But
no.
So you mentioned CNBC, and I'm not I don't watch CNBC that much, but Jim Cramer, is that the worst? Do you watch that show? Is that the worst show on TV? It's gotta be, right?
Yeah. Just for context, I do not watch CNBC at home.
Okay.
So in my office on that wall, I have CNBC going during the day, because I just want to watch if the market crashes,
how the world's
I need to get home. And grab saltine crackers and head into the woods, right?
Right, of course.
Which is where my house is anyway, so I don't have to head into the woods. Yeah, heading home is heading into the woods. I grab saltines on the way home. And this one I leave on CNN.
Okay, so you're not watching it during Kramer, because he's on at night, right?
He's flailing his puppet arms. I believe it's on a commercial break right now, so I have no idea what's happening.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I don't have like cable here at the office. I literally have my two TCL TVs that stream. So I'm streaming CNN Go over here, and I'm streaming CNBC up there. You just tell them that you I'm a DirecTV customer, blah, blah, blah. And you just tap into it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't watch it on a regular basis, but it was on a TV. I was out at a restaurant. It was on a TV. And so I didn't even hear him talking, but the lower third on the thing is like, Kramer says this and Kramer says that. I'm like, what is wrong with this human being? It's terrible. So anyways, that's
what I would love to do with our tech on the other side of the new year.
Yeah.
I would love a Chiron at the bottom, just scrolling with what we just said. Adam doesn't go to live sports events, right? Timmy's drinking white cranberry margaritas. Yeah.
Rubber Shoes is having steak and cheese for dinner tonight.
From an undisclosed submarine shop in Lowell because he's fighting for a sponsorship. Hashtag hash brown sandwiches. You can't make it up, so we're not going to. Oh, my God.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
I'll let us
all right,
go.
brother. Well, happy holidays, and we'll see everybody
to you too.
next week. Have a great Christmas. Thank you for watching the show, atbshow.com.